Hi class, and I'll just wait for a second while you all say hi Gary. Okay, very good. We have hopefully just finished a discussion on costumes, and now we're going to look at some additional information that I've provided, and then I'll obviously put this on YouTube so you can take a look at it if you want later. We talked about the kinds of information that costumes can convey, and here are a few things that I've listed, and we may want to compare this with the kinds of things that have already been discussed in class. But costumes can convey a character's position or status. That could be social status, economic status, those kinds of things. Costumes can convey information about the gender of a character, and to kind of extend that a little bit, can convey information about the perceived sexuality or sensuality of a character by virtue of the clothing choices made by the character. We may get information about the occupation of a character. If we see someone in a soldier's uniform, we may think that the person is a soldier. We may be wrong, but at least that would be a logical assumption. Or in a particular kind of uniform, a server at a restaurant, that kind of thing. The costume may convey the degree of flamboyance or modesty of a character. Is the person's costume choice, or the character's clothing choice, if you will, fairly conservative, or does it tend to be a little more on the outrageous side? Similarly, what does the costume say about the degree of independence or regimentation? And sometimes you can kind of compare what you would expect a person to wear in a particular situation, and then see the extent to which that person has sort of followed that norm. If a person shows up in a wedding in a bathing suit and flip-flops, that's a pretty independent, outrageous choice, as opposed to someone wearing the kinds of things that you normally expect people to wear at a wedding. And costumes also can convey things like whether one is dressed for work, leisure, a routine, special occasion. So it can kind of say something about the kind of event that is occurring in the particular scene. Moving on to the next slide. And this is similar to the first one, but I think just kind of recasts it in a slightly different light. And we talk about the objectives of costume design. And I think here we're talking a little more holistically about a costume design in general, all the costumes for all of the characters in a play. And some of the things that a good costume design can do is help indicate the specific period and locale of the play. In A Raisin in the Sun, for example, what costume choices could help us get a sense that this is south side of Chicago in the late 1950s. Hopefully the costume design can give the audience a sense of the occupation, personality, and groupings of characters. Sometimes costumers do a very nice job of helping us understand which people tend to align themselves with each other in a play simply by the costume choices made by that designer. And similarly, sometimes those costume choices can help demonstrate relationships. A good costume designer can really establish and enhance the tone and style of the overall play, and that may have to do with the extent to which the play is realistic or non-realistic, expressionistic, surrealistic, theater of the absurd. A good costume designer helps sort of set the mood, establish the tone and style of the production. A good costume design can reinforce or help us understand some of the major ideas in the play. A really good costume design almost becomes like a character in and of itself. Good costume design also meets the very specific needs of an actor. If an actor has to jump through a window, the costume better be able to accommodate that. Whatever the physical demands of the actor are, the costume has to be able to facilitate that, or not impede an actor accomplishing those things that she or he has to accomplish. And then lastly, it should be consistent. Good costume design should be consistent with the production as a whole. So if it is overall a very realistic production, the costumes should be very realistic. You don't want mixed messages sent out to the audience unless that is the specific intent of the director, to send out mixed messages in terms of the costumes, the setting, the lighting, the sound, the acting. As we'll talk about later in the course, a director wants a unified production so that all of these elements are contributing toward the same thing. And then the last slide simply refers to what I refer to here as costume design resources. And those are the things that a costume designer has to work with in making the choices that she or he makes. So a costume designer is going to choose what kind of fabric a character is going to wear, what the color or colors are, what the line of the costume is, the shape of the costume, the silhouette, what kinds of accessories go with the costume. These are the tools of the costumer's trade, and these are the things that are used to accomplish all of those things that we've talked about. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoy, and we will look forward to talking to you later.